came
Last night, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, we have to get started.
Yeah. But I don't think all of those people are engaged in climate activism, so I think it was really engaging them.
So, for you know, I'm filming right now.
Oh, okay.
If it's okay.
Sure. Yeah, well, it was interesting they were able to get so many people on a one-day notice.
Yeah.
Mm.
I heard you dropped your you had a dinner or something.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to be at the dinner at the Congress.
Yeah. Og Thomas,
Yeah. They had me at table 1, so I had to send them an email.
Benjamin vil gerne
Be able to make it.
Ja, jeg tror det ville være
So
godt
how much time have you been in Denmark?
at give ham, altså så det
This is second day,
okay. Og
third day.
Thomas, han
I arrived 2 days
han
ago.
kommer nok cirka samtidig med os.
Going
Det
to
var bare
Germany
plads til os alle sammen i
this afternoon.
taxaen. No, okay.
And then to Norway.
Vi ses.
Including to Tromsø. I've never been there. Have you been there?
No.
No. It's
Jeg vil gerne betale med
one of the most northernmost cities. Yeah, well, everyone's talking about the problem now, but it's unclear as to whether the actions correspond to what is needed.
Yeah. In my hometown in Aarhus, they had this conference called Beyond Kyoto. They had a lot of scientists and stuff like that talking about climate change and politicians and stuff like that. But all the way the conference was built was really unsustainable stuff like plastic bottles and all that stuff. And in some ways, it just makes you think, okay, it's okay, and we can just talk, and doing nothing.
Yeah, well,
in some way.
see, the problem is that some people accept the conclusions that you can't really change. I mean, it's energy departments just make the assumption that we're going to burn all the fossil fuels, which, as if we don't have a free will. But unfortunately, we can't do that. You know, I mean, if we do that, then the problem is unsolvable unless there's some geoengineering solution, which I think is not a sensible way to approach it.
Okay.
You know, some years ago, it was just assumed that, well, we'll probably leave. We started using less coal as there were cleaner fuels, but now with other fossil fuels running out, we're going back to coal instead of moving on to some future beyond fossil fuels. We're going back to the dirtiest one, and that just doesn't make any sense. And we shouldn't take that as an assumption that that is the logical way to go. Even though coal is cheap, it's not cheap when you take account of the added costs that it places on society.
The thing with the carbon tax, do you know how many people that are working with this and working for a carbon tax?
That's another example where when you talk to people who understand the implications and the differences among these, they say, they agree, oh, sure, that makes much more sense to have a carbon tax than to have a cap and trade. And yet they say, oh, you can't change, there's too much momentum in the political system, that you can't affect that. Well, somehow we have to overcome that momentum.
But I think in some way it must be harder to change the thing with the carbon market, because you have to agree on the historical emissions and all that stuff, and they never will. So
they won't, and then they will be forced to make compromises. Then you have to give some benefits to somebody, and so it ends up then being ineffectual. That's what happened with the Kyoto Protocol. So a simple, honest tax, and the public actually, I think, would understand that if you explained it to them. And that's what Obama could do in the U.S., but he doesn't seem to be planning to do that.
Så
Instead,
88. Tak.
Okay.